What is up, everybody? Game changers and soul path warriors. This week, there are important energies coming in. We are on the horizon of the Great Reset, right? What you would call 3 days of darkness or a rebirth is what God calls it. Rebirth of mankind. But we also are in a rebirth on multiple levels. Okay, it takes a lot of healing to be rebirthed. That's truly what it's about, is healing what is not in order to become a whole version of the self. That is a rebirth. And either here or in another lifetime, right? We can be reborn while we're alive. That's what we're supposed to be doing, right? To rise, to come into new earth. So this week, the energy of importance are coming in. And before I begin into that, my name is Master Juniper Bloom Mystique. If you wish to know who I am, it is a great idea to check out this channel. I am an ascension master, a master healer, and a divine guide. Since 2019, I had a Kundalini awakening, and I have been bringing and doing work to the earth that is pertaining to the return of Christ. It is very real, and it is not what you think it was. Judgments, things outside of love do not serve us, and that is what we're supposed to be letting go of. Okay, so number one, this week ahead, the message is alignment is everything. Okay, if you are not aligned right now with your soul path, with your purpose, and we're doing the work to be aligned, there is a portal coming that you won't be able to shift through. Okay, but that's how all of the portals are. But this week is super important to be aligned. Alignment is required. Alignment is required right now. Okay, so alignment to the heart space, alignment to Christ and to the Son, which is the Son, or the one who brought it about. Alignment is everything. Okay, meet the shadow head on, face your fears and clear them. That's what you need to do this work. It's this week. It's like we don't have time to be afraid. We don't have time to question and wonder. That's a shadow and it's blinding you. And that's that veil of illusion. If you want to know what is real, the more you tune within and heal what is not, you're going to feel and see what is real. Okay. How to become aligned? You tune into the body, number one. You need to tune into the body. The more you can feel the body, the more you're aligned. The more the body is free flowing, the more you are aligned. It's the body that you want, not the mind. Okay. The mind is a tool that we use on the sidelines for things like manifesting and visualization. But even it should be cleared. All right. You have to tune into the body, tune into the heart space. We need to be guided by the heart space instead of governed by the shadow. You need to be questioning everything, okay, against the inward energies and releasing all that is not, because the world is a reflection of you, okay? Becoming a clear channel is so important. Clearing our chakras, balancing our energies, being open, being co-creating with spirit in the heart space. That is when you are aligned and on your soul path. You need to be creating from your joys, your heart space endeavors, your passions, okay, your creativities, and in balance from those places. Because within your heart space, your passions is your soul purpose. It truly is. Okay. What are your passions? The matrix keeps us outside of that, the false world, the old world, the programming, and we can no longer be there. Okay. We have to let go of those fears, that control of these things. And we truly need to be soul path aligned, which our passions point to those. How do you find your passions? You unbury your heart space. You align with your heart space and you immediately act upon every nudge of the heart space as it comes. Okay? Once you're aligned and you continue, the alignment is everything. Working towards alignment, letting go what is not, following the path of the sun and the one is so important to rise. That is the only way to rise. Okay, and the Bible will tell you this as well. You can only rise through Jesus, Who is Jesus? Jesus is the one who brought about the return of Christ. And so you have to understand what that means. And just because there was a whole world of false conditioning and programming does not mean that what I place and right in front of you is not so. Okay. So that's pulling back that veil of illusion, diving deeper, paying attention, doing the work, right? Because we can only see to where the shadow is. So if you have wounds and karma and shadow, it blinds you from seeing. If you allow fear and judgment and ego and expectations to guide you and dictate what you do, you are blinded to the truth of the one. Okay? Because you're giving your power away. To be rising, we must be pure sovereign, sovereignty of Christ. Okay? So following the path of Christ, making sure we are in our own power the whole way. Okay, that's how you clear your karma. You create your karma by giving your power away to things outside of God, by not trusting in God and trusting in a false reality first. That's how you create karma. That's how you give your power away. So in order to clear karma, you undo that. You do the opposite of that. You trust in God, you trust in Christ, you trust the path. You give yourself permission to be the best version of yourself that you possibly can. And I'm seeing 2424 22222. 2424 22222. Very validating. Okay. So you are divinely guided, you are divinely supported, and spirit is much more subtle than the matrix side. And I cannot reiterate enough. I'm speaking very loudly, very intently about the importance of alignment right now, because the only way to make it through, we are heading into December, Christmas time in the States. Now, the importance of that is the resurrection did occur on Christmas Day of 2022. Watch my channel. I did it live. I undid the Holy Grail. That's what the resurrection was. I undid the Holy Grail. I brought back Jesus and Mary Magdalene's soul fragments in the alignment of me and my DM. This is true, and it's so important, and it should be being loved and validated and focused upon. And there has been a very big push of the shadow to undo that, to not allow you to see that, to not allow you to align to that. And it's so important to align to that. Okay? It is so important to align to the crest of Christ, to what Christ truly is. And how can you see that if you're allowing things that are not light to saturate your energy? You feel me? The lighter you are on the inside, the better it is for you. Now, have you ever heard about ascension symptoms and all of these things? It's your body telling you what's not aligned. It's your body pointing to ailments on the inside, to medications, blockages, to healing that is required. It's your body pointing to something that you can release to rise higher. It's your body pointing to rising higher as well. So sometimes we'll have frequencies come in and we're like, my ears are ringing. And generally that's because we are picking up on a very high frequency that's coming in. Okay. But when our body aches, your body is trying to tell you, hey, can you release this so I can be lighter? Can you give me love? I need your attention. Okay. We have been so detached from what we truly were, from the medical field to religion. It's so true. And we have to let go of all of that. The new earth is different. It's about love and light and unity and joy. There will be no lies, no fears, no control, no manipulation. Nobody will suffer. This is true. Nobody will suffer. This is true. Okay? So important, you guys, to hear me that we have to be aligned to rise. Okay? The way to clear your karma is much more simple than people make it, but there was a shadow within the spiritual community cutting cords to your karmic contracts, burning those karmic contracts, and you don't want to do that because they won't rise. The lessons won't rise for you to clear that way. You won't have an opportunity to clear them. Okay, and so that was a shadow component. That was not of God. God says, hey, I need you to align with all your karma so that you can just choose love. so that you can release what is not, because that's the only way to become lighter and whole. You have to be sovereign in the soul and the body of Christ. In your full power, you cannot give your power away. And a really good example of that, you guys, was during the COVID time frame, the push of the V's. They would use fear tactics. They would manipulate your free will. They wouldn't give you a choice. And if you did get a choice, they would hurt you. That's the shadow. That's a really good example of that, is where God is says, you have free will. If you don't want to rise, then it's not your time to be in the new earth. But you cannot be duality anymore. Okay? There are 3 levels of where people will go. Some will stay. Those are the ones rising. Some will go. I think those are the ones rising, honestly. Yeah, we kind of separate though. We go into a new earth, so it's kind of a little ethereal. Some will stay, some will go, and some will never know life this way. I'm like, I never asked that specifically. Um, we do separate, like we won't see certain people anymore if we're rising, because we can't be duality. The energies won't match. So consider like this big hot air balloon coming in. Okay. And in order to get on that ride, you have to be extremely light in frequency. In order to be extremely light in frequency, you have to be in your full power. You can't have any fragments of yourself left behind. You cannot be controlled and governed by the shadow, by fear, by ego, by greed. It has to be love. Okay. You have to be willing to face those fears and be like, no, I'm powerful. It's okay. This is an illusion I will not give my power to. Then you rise. You're light enough to rise. Okay. So you have to be aligned this week. That's not a maybe. Like alignment is everything. You don't have to. Let me correct that. You can do whatever you want to do. But if you want to rise, Spirit is saying this week it is so important to be aligned. You need to be aligned regardless. You need to be working on alignment, hearing spirit clearly, hearing your body clearly, because that's where spirit will a lot of times communicate through. Okay. And then they use the world around you through frequencies, through synchronicities, or whatever you want to call it. Okay. Through objects, alignment, things like that. Spirit will communicate in certain ways, but you cannot hear or recognize spirit if you're not inward. Okay. So that's so important. It's so important to finally face your fears and do what you need to do. Because no matter who you are, it's not just about you. You don't just affect you. Your choices in following the path of Christ or not, your choices and healing or not affects everybody that you're connected to. Okay? My first twin soul, he chose not to rise. He chose to actually try to stop the ascension through blindness and through the shadow and giving his power away and fear and all in greed. He was quite selfishness. These are things he didn't heal. And so those are things that got in his way. Okay. But we all deal with those things, don't we? There are things that can get in our way. All right. And I remember always saying, his son, like I worried about his child, because now I knew his child and his family couldn't rise. And then the new deal, like if you're afraid to listen to God because you're afraid of others judging you or you're afraid of losing something, if you don't rise, nobody else that's connected to you can follow through. Do you feel what I'm saying? It's like if you are hearing, if you are here, if you are the one that gets to hear these things, that has the choice, then others will be able to follow through their own free will, obviously. But you lay the path. You clear some karmic stuff. You set the foundation for them to be able to rise through. So everything you do, and I do mean everything affects you. I have seen this time and time and time again. People who get healings with me and they open up to that and they push past the resistance, because I'm going to spark your shadow. That's who I am as a master healer and as the sun, the path home. That is what I do, because we need to release it, right? You're supposed to choose to pass that, and that's how you clear your karma. That's exactly it. And so those that push past that resistance, that choose to do the healings, that choose to show up, that choose to work with me, oh my gosh, you have a chance and an opportunity to heal in ways that others do not. like so profound, so prophetic, so high vibrational. And then I see their family being able to tune in and be like, and they start planting seeds, they start doing these things. We can't, everything's through free will, but they have the opportunities and usually they follow. It's beautiful. It is beautiful to see. But if you don't begin that journey, they can't follow you, right? So that's why I tell you, if you are a chosen one, it's because you have the choice to rise. You have the choice to be the path layer, the foundation creator, right? You've aligned to a certain point that you're ready to be that soul. You're ready to be the foundation creator for your tribe. That's important because we can't change the world by remaining the same. We can't change the world by allowing judgments to govern us and by allowing fear to dictate our choices. And I understand because the world can be scary. It can be scary. It can be foreign. It can feel weird. We've been taught and conditioned so long to one thing. And now God is saying, no, it's time to do another. That's not always easy. It's not always easy to trust beyond the fear because we've succumbed to that fear and we've created a world around those things for so long. It's hard to let them go. I understand this. Trust me. But once you realize you're really truly suffering and things really do feel so much better on the other side of that, and then you get there and you're like, why did I hold on to those for so long? It is simply because you didn't know, you didn't see, you didn't give yourself permission to get out of your own way. Giving yourself permission to get out of your own way is so important because that's truly what blocks you from everything is you. We get in our own way. Okay? So give yourself that permission. Get out of your own way. When things rise, face them head on and clear them. Choose love, choose sovereignty, choose God. That's the only way to rise. And choose that, you know what? I should be giving love to these things. I should be seeing them. They're here. We're used to seeing fake, but we don't know how to see real. That veil of illusion we have to push past. That's how you become aligned. You tune in and you release the veil of illusion. You come online, God says. Okay. Now, really quickly, for the end of this video, I'm being nudged to do a little bit of a chakra clearing. How strange. My candle went out, so I'm going to light another one. I'm being nudged to do a little bit of a chakra clearing, so I'm going to do it. There's resistance to it. There was resistance to coming on today. But I'm going to do it. That's what we have to do. We have to push past that resistance. Where there is resistance, there's a reason. Push past it. Okay? That's where you've been giving your power away. And again, you have all the time in the world because time will work with you. Time is an illusion. Okay? We either give it away or we own it. Right? You have all the time in the world that you need because you create your time. But it does keep moving. So actions continually are required. Okay. Taking actions, taking movement. Right now, we have to be aligned. We have to be aligned. And if you have the opportunity, the choice to do so, then others will follow you. And they only can if you do that. That's what makes you a chosen one. Okay. All right, my friends. So if you wish to receive this part of the video, I also encourage you to check out this channel because the entire Return of Christ plays out on this channel. It's not normal. It's a gift, it's a blessing, and it's something that we should be bringing love to. So if you're not ready to bring love to, then don't watch it. It's for those that have a lens of love and have the need and the want and the readiness to see and to rise above. But it's a beautiful gift. And it's been won through love. It was a sacrifice I was willing to make. Okay. It took everything I had. It's quite beautiful. and it's there for you if you choose to see it. Everything from undoing the Holy Grail to uniting Jesus and Mary Magdalene on Christmas Day on this channel, to the eclipse alignment and speaking through the sun and the moon, to activating the pyramids, to freeing Jesus's soul, to bringing down the blood of Christ, to clearing the Sistine Chapel, the Sphinx, activating the Sphinx, Horus rising from the Sphinx, doing the Nile, clearing all shadows, all trapped souls all over the globe. There's a lot there. So check it all out, okay? It's very real though, and it's very vast, and it takes a lot to process. Okay? All right, my friends. So if you wish to stay for this part of the video, I am going to do a little bit of a chakra healing. Okay? Excuse me. I burp when I connect. So just put your feet on the floor and your palms facing up in receptive mode. There is resistance. There is resistance. They don't want me to do this. Something doesn't want me to do this. So I call on the creator of all that is and all the angels too to be with us in this space and time intently, very vibrantly, very powerfully. I remove all energies out that are not aligned. And I call in the highest light in and the highest light out only to be in this space in this present moment in time. I call in the energies of the north to guide us, to anchor us, and to support us. I call in the energies of the east to bring in newness and help us release. I call in the energies of the south to anchor us into love and releasing doubt. And I call in the energies of the west to bring in clarity, strength, and power. And I take the energies from the west and I align them back to the north in a complete line of healing, light, and support and connectedness, the highest light possible in all things. I call in all elements to align with the directional flow, to be with us in the power of the Creator and the whole. I call in the sun and the moon so powerfully and true to help balance and clear and guide us through. So be it, and so it now is. Protections, 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 through and through. There is a bubble of salt, like a circular energy of salt coming into this space. So anybody who's choosing to join in on this, they're coming into like a bubble of salt, right? Like we are being circled by salt for protection, to clear out and release what does not belong. I'm going to call down the sun and the moon now. Just keep your palms facing up, your feet on the floor. Close your eyes and follow my voice. And I want you to follow what I say. I want you to track your consciousness as I bring down the sun and the moon through our body and into the earth. So I'm going to bring down the sun and the moon light coming down from the heavens above, the moon on the left and the sun on the right. And I'm bringing it down through our upper chakras, beginning in the highest chakra available to you at this time. In your auric field, out beyond your physical body, the sun and the moon is beginning to trickle down. So take your focus all the way up to the skyline, to the heavens above, whatever. The clouds, whatever that's up there you wish to tune into. And that is where I'm bringing the sun down now. And I'm bringing the moon and the sun, sorry, both together, not just the sun, down through the upper chakras, pushing out what does not belong. The 33rd and the 32nd chakra are coming into play. Spirit is saying, pay attention to details. All of us. Coming down all the way into the 31st and the 30th chakra with the moon and the sun to clear out and balance your chakras. We're opening them up, and I will do a return up as well when we go all the way down. But I want you taking your focus with me as if you're coming down towards your vessel. Keeping your eyes closed, hopefully. Your palms facing up and your feet on the floor. And just kind of gently breathing to anything that you feel. And releasing it down. Excuse me. I burp when I release, connect, and so on. It's gross, but it's a good sign. Coming down now in the 29th and the 28th chakra. Opening the 28th, something to do with the 28th. There is a cloudy haze in the 28th chakra. These are up in our upper echelon, our higher frequency chakras. These connect us to the ethereal and to other realms of existence. I can also feel it in my third eye and my crown from the 28th chakra, especially on the right side. On the right side is the feminine, the eye of Ra. The left side is Horus, the eye of the masculine, the eye of Horus. Okay. The moon is the left, the sun is the right. The sun is the feminine, the moon is the masculine. And they want me to talk about this as Jesus was depicted as the sun. But you have to realize as they separated the masculine and feminine, they wanted to lie to you all about that. They took power of the masculine, then they took power of the feminine, and they duped you and they misaligned you. And so there's a lot more to it, okay? The moon is now equally aligned to the sun. So we have the masculine returned and the feminine returned in full power and alignment to the one. And that is where we should be. Going down now into the 27th and the 26th chakra with the moon and the sun. This will help you align, but it is up to you to continue it and to choose love all the time. Going down into the 25th chakra and the 24th chakra. And there is resistance. As I'm entering these chakras, there's very big resistance. It feels yucky. I don't like it. So do not leave. Keep going. I need some water. Just keep focusing inward. 24th to the 23rd to the 22nd chakra. I'm going to activate some detoxing energies here and allow them to flood down and just continue to detox our chakras, bringing the moon and the sun into the 21st and the 20th, the 19th and the 18th chakras, going down into the 17th chakra, and I can feel this in the backside, into the 16th chakra, and then the 15th chakra, and then the 14th chakra, and down into the 13th chakra. Clearing the gates of heaven, clearing your connectedness to Christ. In the 13th chakra, balancing the masculine and feminine energies here. There's some resistance. There's some sabotaging energies. They're saying, I need to hear this very clearly. There's sabotaging energies at play because something big is on its way. Anchor in, anchor in, anchor in now. So I'm going to immediately drop a cord down, keep our focus up, but I'm just drawing an anchor from the 13th chakra through our system and into the earth. But we're still in the 13th chakra in our focus, okay? But I'm dropping an anchor from the 13th chakra all the way down into the earth to anchor us in to the line and the light of Christ, to anchor us in and release self-sabotage or sabotaging energies, right? Illusions and confusions. Also a lot of healing into love and light here coming in. So within the 13th chakra, I see rainbow frequencies coming in. Oh, I love my DM. We're clearing out any muck in between. I needed that. Going down from the 13th to the 12th chakra and the same thing. As soon as I get to the 12th, I feel it in my throat towards my heart space. Ugh. There's a little shadow components getting in here, like a little bit of yucky energy. So we're releasing what is not ours, cutting cords, clearing it out, releasing what is not ours, the dark energy, the entities that don't belong, the energies that don't align, the shadow that blinds. Releasing it here from the 12th chakra as well. And bringing in rainbow rays also, the moon, the sun, and rainbow rays into the 12th chakra. Calling our power back. And going down into the 11th chakra And the 10th at the same time. Bringing the moon and the sun and clearing out what does not align, removing energies that are not ours and calling back our power here. And then we are bringing in the beautiful frequencies of the rainbow, calling back more power, calling back more power, calling back more power to the divine masculine and the divine feminine side. They're saying he does choose love. That's what they're saying. He's choosing love. He wants to choose love. He's choosing love. Everything else is an illusion. It's something that's trying to keep it at bay. Sabotage energies. So watch out for that. It like fools the feminine, and then something happens and it, you know what I mean? It misaligns them. So watch out for that energy within you as well. Going down into the ninth chakra and the eighth chakra. The eighth chakra connecting us to the portal of life, the frequency of life cycle, infinity. Also healing power of the figure 8. So within the eighth chakra, and I'm seeing the infinity symbol, I'm also hearing relationship healings are applied. So I'm doing a bit of a relationship healing here in the eighth chakra, right above our crown. Okay, so take your focus there in the energy. It's right above your crown, your head chakra, the one at the top of your head, just right above that. And I'm placing an energy, I'm activating a relationship healings. Whatever relationship you are struggling the most with at this time, there is a healing in play. I'm activating a healing ability. I'm clearing out any muck, any resentments and fears, any avoidant behaviors, judgments, and hurt. And now we are going down into the seventh chakra as I'm also bringing in rainbow rays into the eighth. So take your focus just to the top of your head, to where you can feel your hair and your head, the top of your head. I'm going to open the crown chakra. Opening the crown chakra and balancing with the masculine and the moon and the sun, the masculine and the feminine energy coming in here. Father Sky and Mother Earth balancing. Releasing any energies that are not of ours and calling back our power in every way here. Releasing fear and resentment and doubt. Oh, bringing clarity to our connection to spirit. There was interference. So I can see it like scraping out the yuck and the muck and the interference out of our crown chakra. Excuse me, it's a good release there. That was a good one. So, you know how we use the violet rays? Well, I'm seeing crystals, like this beautiful crystal ray. It's like the most beautiful ray of crystal light, and it's going into the seventh chakra. It also reminds me of like when unicorns come in and they have the ball of a pearl. It's kind of like that. Like it's this ray of crystal frequency going into the crown chakra. Oh. Mm. Also, clearing out the collective mind um conjunctedness like the collective mind funk, the where it's too loud, right? We're constantly hearing the collective mind. I'm clearing out those thoughts, calming the mind, slowing down the thought processes so we can gain control. Mm. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Now we're bringing the light down into the third eye. Ah. I'm also going back up to the 16th chakra because as we're coming down, something kind of shot back up. So I'm going to clear it out of the 16th chakra, which is also connected to the heart and the throat deeply. Ah. I'm taking focus back to the third eye, bringing in the moonlight to the left and the sun coming in to the right, helping to cleanse the eye of Ra and the eye of Ra on the right and the eye of Horus on the left. Turning somebody's compass correctly here. Your focus was on something it should not have been, they're saying. It feels good. I can feel it. I needed this. There was great resistance towards it. There was muck and yuck for sure. So within the third eye, I'm decalcifying a bit. The pineal gland, also the pituitary gland, the hypothalamus, and even a little bit of the brain stem. And they're releasing some pressure in the back of my head, and they're also connecting you to your causal chakra. The power of the divine. There's also two chakras outside of your head, like right by your ears. So they're cleansing those. They're auditory canal chakras. They're cleansing the chakras of the auditory canal. So not just the ears, this is in the chakras, and they're connecting them to the entire frequency of the chakras of the head. 275 hertz are coming into these chakras. So I am bringing in a frequency of 275 hertz. Oh, I needed this. Scraping off fear off the backside. So right on the like the auric field towards the shoulders, I'm scraping off fear and carrying the weight of the world. I'm scraping it off. Releasing the weight of the world. Mm. There's a being of light coming into my heart chakra, but I feel like it's specifically towards my DM and I as well, but for all of us. So we're right now, they're bringing in a frequency of light from the external, like a being of light, touching their hand to your chest and activating through the Merkaba and bringing in this beautiful high frequency of crystalline light. And it's already beginning to open up the heart. And so I'm still in the third eye. I can't leave that space yet. I'm removing some debris that's blocking clarity. Somebody's third eye was a bit fragmented, so we're putting it back together. They're removing some debris that's blocking clarity, that's blocking insight. They're connecting further the crown to the third eye and completely balancing those out. Now remember that crystal wave of light? It's like this, like a flame, kind of like the violet flame, and it's very crystalline. Like a ray of light. It's very crystalline coming through there. And the rainbow rays. And bringing the light down now towards the throat. The moon and the sun. So take your focus to your throat, to your neck. We are upgrading the frequency of the thyroid. And the thyroid, is it a bone? I don't know. Thyroid and the thyroid, bringing a lot of healing into there. Somebody's getting a balance of testosterone, and then somebody else is getting a balance of like estrogen, serotonin balancing, and dopamine releasing, clearing, and healing. Mm. And power. Calling power back now and releasing all energies that are not ours. Releasing all energies that are not of light, not ours, and calling back our power to the throat. Bringing in moonlight and sunlight to balance and bring clarity. Calling your power back to your throat, your truth. Be the truth, speak the truth, see the truth, so help you God. To be willing to be the truth. I also see an owl coming in here to help bring clarity. So somebody's going to receive sudden insight. Clearing out some debris out of the throat, I can feel it. Be aware of sabotage. Cutting ties to something that's not right here as well. It's like cutting the cord. I can see it cut and severed and released. So it's like sucking your power, sucking your energy, keeping you quiet, they're saying. I see this vision right here, like right here, the truth. This is a truth vision of happiness, togetherness, family, full family union, full family together. That's what they're saying here. It's a truth. It's a vision of a truth. Full family together. That's the truth. That's what I have to say. Everything else is an illusion. I got chills all the way up my left side. Family will be together with union. With following the path of Christ's light. Family will be together. Full family union with following the path. That's like so loud, so anchored in, so truthful. That's the truth. There's like this light code activation also going into the bottom of somebody's throat. And then they're wiping up like this language of Christ cleansing in my throat. It's like, what? What? That one's a little painful. Attack. Like an energy of like, I want to silence you. That's what I hear in it. I kind of like what you're saying, so I want to silence you. And that was like thrown my way yesterday during the live. And now we're going into the heart space. But as we're going into the heart space, I see the crystalline ray of light, this beautiful crystalline ray of light. And then the rainbow rays also going into the heart space, I mean, the throat, as we're drawing the light, the moon and the sun into the heart space. Now, remember, there was already a being of light here, bringing light into the chest through the Merkaba, activating and aligning that with our heart chakra completely. And we're balancing the Merkaba, balancing the heart chakra to the masculine and feminine. And there's something painful on the right side. Somebody wanted to silence me. Ow. Mm. Ow, it hurts. So they're actually like cleansing out this. It's like a tear in my heart space, but it's only on the right side. It hurts on the right side. Have you ever like felt a sharp pain in your actual heart? Like I'm feeling that on the right side. It's intense. It's kind of painful. So we're bringing in more moonlight to the left and more sun to the right of the heart. I need to balance the heart chakra. I also need to balance it, recalibrate it from the front to the back. So not just left to right, but from the front to the back. Balancing and realigning the heart chakra. Ow. So it's almost like I had a tear in the whole right side of my heart space. And it's just like zzz, just came back together to be whole again. And then I see the figure 8 here again. So there's more relationship healings coming through in the heart space. Frequencies of the sun amplified. So I'm bringing in more sunlight to the right side. And they're actually pouring sunlight into my heart chakra on the right side. Oh, very negative energies were thrown my way. It wasn't me. They didn't like what I had to say. Blame and shame are also in there. Doubt and confusion. Releasing the shadow of illusion. Bringing in more sunlight and more moonlight. And the figure 8. And then I see the DM on the left side and the feminine on the right. Now we're all connected to this, my DM and I, so it's going to affect you all either way. And the one is standing on the center of one side of the figure 8, and I'm standing in the other, in the heart space. And our hands like reach out and touch each other, and this light is passing between our hands. They are clearing out extras. So I'm hearing this is like a very powerful healing of spiritual delight between the DM and I in the heart space. So the masculine and the feminine energy. Very powerful balancing and healing. And I see our wristbands that I've seen during the Return of Christ work, especially after Horus rose, I think it was. We have like these jewels on our wrists that glow and connect together. They belong together. That's what they're saying. They belong together. And I see it lifting up, like lightening the load and removing worry. So they're cleansing the feet of the DM and they're removing worry. And they're anchoring in the feminine into the sun in the heart space. So the DM is kind of floating and they're relieving worry. And then the feminine is anchored into the sun, grounded into the sun, anchored. Like I need an anchor and a weight holding me down. And the DM needs to lighten up, like, lighten frequency. And that's balancing. So it's like a scale. The DM is kind of going up and the feminine is anchoring down, being weighted down a little bit while the DM is being lighter. And then I see that crystalline light coming in. Do not play into the illusions, no matter how hard it seems. It's an illusion. Call your power back. So we call our power back to the heart space times 3. Calling the power back to the heart space. Calling all power back to the heart space. Calling all power back to the heart space and completely releasing what does not belong. I also see a money activation code going into the heart space, like abundance activation code. And my key given to me again, a key given to me. And the rainbow rays. And now we're going to draw the light from the heart space down to the solar plexus. And now I'm starting to feel a little muck and yuck as we're going down towards the solar plexus, which is in the tummy. So take your focus now down towards your tummy. And we're bringing in the moon to the left side and the sun to the right. Now, from the solar plexus to the heart, there's a connection there that is shadowed. So I'm cleansing it out. Some wounds, things of the past that we don't want to last, like fear, I like reprimanding energy. So we're clearing that out and raising the frequency from the solar plexus to the heart to the throat. A vocal attunement applied. Now into the solar plexus, especially kind of into the right side. I'm clearing out some energies here. Wounds of the past that will not last, that cannot last. We don't want to last. Wounds of the past. Then I actually see the image of the moon on the left and the sun on the right of my solar plexus, and they are coming back together. Clearing out more shadow energy that blinds out of the solar plexus. Something about time, the false concept of time and fear. Undoing those out of the solar plexus. And a gift of courage being given to the DM. He is so important and he matters so much to everybody, to God, to me, to everybody. He matters so much and he's so important and he's so the one, purposefully the one, for the right reasons. He's beautiful. He is so beautiful. He is so important. He is so needed for everyone. And he helps to balance out the sun, but he also helps to shine the sun brightly for all to see. They're equals. There is no separation. There is no division. He matters. He's so special and so beautiful and so powerful. He matters. And he's also very wanted. There's an illusion energy that says otherwise. Oh gosh, that makes sense. Like, no, that's all I want is him. Hmm. So clearing out that it's like a backwards reflection energy in the solar plexus and aligning it to just right. So it's like removing any gaps towards the masculine so they can see clearly all the way. Bringing in that crystal ray, right? Like light, the beautiful crystalline light into the solar plexus to help balance out the masculine and feminine side even more. And then the frequencies of the rainbows coming in here and pouring in more sun into the right side of the solar plexus. The sunlight's like whoosh. And again, lightening the moon and removing all worry and resistance and giving him courage of the lions. Full courage and passion activated. There's so much passion and love he hasn't even felt yet. So much. Like it's incredible. It's something you can't even put your finger on. It's beautiful. It's a beautiful gift, this love. Going down now into the sacral, the navel area, the sacral and the root chakra. Removing debris, and we're going to draw down from the root, through the root chakra, down into the earth star chakra and into the earth, anchoring it into the crystalline grid. Bringing in the moon and the sun through all the lower chakras. There's something in the navel and the sacral that I'm feeling they're removing. False concept of time, judgment, fear, anxiety. Calling any, removing any energies that are not, that don't belong here immediately, never to return again, and calling power back completely to the sacral, the navel, and the root. I also see the figure 8 in the sacral chakra. More relationship healings of the self and others involved here. Activating the frequency of the divine. Removing some more debris on the sacral, any shadow, any energy that doesn't belong. Full balance of the sun. So the sun is becoming like an anchor, and the masculine side is lightening to balance it out and removing energy of angst and fear and placing courage here. Also removing past relationship energies that don't belong, that can actually hurt us. They can cloud us. They can have anchors in us that don't help. They don't serve anyone. So past relationship energies are also being cleared out of the sacral and going down. Oh, I feel that a lot on the left side. Little scrapage or tough, stubborn energies that don't like to let go. And then going down fully with the rainbow rays applied to the sacral, the beautiful rainbow rays and that crystalline wave of light and the balance of the moon and the sun and going down into the root all the way. The moon and the sun. And I need to balance and anchor in the root into the foundation of light. So what they're saying to me is they're activating my root into the foundation of light. Somebody like kind of severed it a little bit. Before the 16th Sistine Chapel clearing, that one happened. So then I see all these frequencies of light rising up through the root chakra. Bring in more moonlight and more sunlight to balance and recalibrate it even more now, changing the frequency of the root, and we're expanding it. So I'm going to bring in some ethereal, some space dust into the root chakra. They're saying not a lot of people will be ready for this one yet, and that's okay. For this chakra healing. You'll receive some, but the totality will process over time. Frequency of love and the figure 8 being applied to the root chakra. Lots of frequency of love. So I see Archangel Shamuel coming in here and filling it with so much divine love, galactic love energy. So it's a very potent, like pink ray and yellow ray. It's beautiful into the root chakra. Frequency of the divine. Rainbow rays, and then fully dropping the energy down again into the root chakra, removing some debris from the connection to the root chakra, especially on the masculine side. Removing the energies of sabotage and shadow illusionary veil energy. The Earth Star chakra is now connecting to the crown and the third eye and the 13th chakra. Ah. Ah. Hmm. I love my DM. Now we're anchoring all of this into the crystalline grid energy, into the earth. And that's that crystalline energy. So it's going to clear and also activate the Earth Star chakra. It's like this crystalline light. It's very beautiful. And then rainbow rays. And we will bring up one line from the earth, going all the way up through your feet, your ankles, your calves, your knees, your thighs, and into your root. But it's going to go up your silver column, the column of connectedness. It's on the back side, basically kind of like your spinal column of chakra connections. And so I'm bringing up this light through the back side of the root, the sacral, up through the solar plexus and the heart, through the throat, the third eye, the crown, and all the way up to your higher self. So just a pillar of light coming through the earth, the crystalline grid, through your earth star chakra, and up through your silver column, which connects all chakras, going all the way up to your higher self. And nothing but a message of love for my DM. Recalibration, rebalanced, and re-anchored. And really strengthening, giving strength here, strength again, filling up with more strength from both sides. And purpose. So the masculine has a new purpose. That's what they're saying. So does the feminine, but the masculine has a new purpose that is very profound. It's like a gift of purpose. He feels like he's missed his purpose, but he has not. The masculine is being given a new purpose that is very profound, and it's going into his heart space and opening up like the Akashic records. And I just got chills all the way up my legs. Woo! Yep, and I see Saint Germain with the Akashic records, and it's in the DM's heart space. It's like this book. Enoch. I keep hearing that lately, Book of Enoch. But it's like this book, the Akashic Records. The DM has a purpose that is very profound, very large, very significant, very important for all of mankind. Whoa, under the light of the sun. Has to be served in front of everybody. It's important. And that's anchored into, it's like written into his Akashic records. And that is anchored in at this time. So I'm going to anchor all of this in for all of you to receive with love from me to you. I'm going to thank the angels and the guides and spirit that be, the beings of light that brought in light and love, and Archangel Shamuel, as well as my DM. I love you. I love you all. Take your focus back to your feet. I want you to feel your feet. And I want you to wiggle your toes. Move your ankles. Take your focus up your legs to your knees, your thighs and your hips, and wiggling your legs. And you can stretch your back and your arms. Taking your focus up your body to your hands, wiggling your hands. Taking your focus to your face and your hair, your ears. And when you are ready, you are now fully back in your spatial presence, taking your focus to your outer environment, and then you may open your eyes. So much love to everybody. I hope you have a beautiful week ahead and a beautiful day in front of you. I love you all. I'm thankful for this healing. Until next time, stay aligned.